Adolf Hitler wrote Mein Kampf, My Struggle, a book filled with hatred. Its last passage is this fanatical cry.
It's tearing up my heart when I'm with you, but when we are apart, I feel it too. And no matter what I do, I feel the pain with a...
Hello, chat. How's my mic? This episode, the final episode, season 2, Man of the Internet, is coming, and it's going to be pretty short. Not much has happened. I'm very disoriented, as you can imagine, but I'm trying my best here, chat. There's so much shit that I have to do. It's actually kind of fucking unreal. Sounds gay. Josh has been crying. Hello. Negro toes. Not much has happened. It's over. This video must be at least 11 years old. It's quite old. 8 years. Not quite 11. I gotta say that the default suggestions when you're not signed into YouTube are just horrific. You have 2 hours, so keep it brief. I got you, bro. This is the stream for you. So I guess I'll just start. I have everything set up, kind of. I have this huge checklist. I don't know. Did I flap this in the microphone yet? I wrote down a huge checklist. I have to fucking get done before I go. All done. Everything. I just gotta get last shit together. Not really nervous. Kind of annoyed. I figured out that the days that I book my flights on are like the busiest days of the entire calendar year. So it's like, I fucked myself over. Me, expert traveler, world globetrotter, completely fucked myself. So yeah, I luckily have lots of time, nothing but time to kill. I got all month. I can be stranded in the airport. So whatever, I'm all good. I gotta get some stuff over to my laptop because when my main computer is boxed up, I'm not gonna be able to use it, obviously. And if there's anything that happens, I can get a call. I can answer it on my laptop on airport Wi-Fi, as I do. Yep, all the custodial shit's taken care of. So there's been absolutely no news this week. Not to be surprised because it is Thanksgiving fucking week, so obviously nobody's doing a fucking thing. I don't even know why. I think on a normal day I would have just taken this one off, but it is the last one, so I'll just hang out with you guys. I have some emergency content pulled to help with the stream. Okay, so this is the only news thing that happened. Are you ready? This is the amazing news thing. Beyonce got nominated or selected as the top pop icon of the 21st century. So a bunch of trolls who are posing as pro Taylor Swift accounts made racist memes about Beyonce, and 4 people making the laziest photoshops and just saying the N-word on Twitter has enraged all of black Twitter. Oh yeah, the news hamster. He's important. Okay. So here we have the Eras Tour. Then there's the Barrier, the Zoo, the Ghetto, and then the Renaissance tour that Beyonce did, making a fraction. And then you have a picture of Beyonce photoshopped onto a chimp. This was enough to trigger Nyla, who said, "Fuck you again," #Swiftie racism. Queenie, out here disgusted by this amazing picture of Taylor Swift nailing on Beyonce's neck as if it's George Floyd, by Nicole Phillips, who I guess might be a real person. She looks Asian in that picture, though, if that's a real person. But that really pissed off the darkies. Queenie says, "No, terrible." This guy says that. Okay, wait, no, this is a different account. Watch Beyonce stay silent again about this. Her feminism and sorority towards other women is selective. This is Tat saying, "Well, she's white, pretty, and blonde. You're none of those and never will be. Without us, you'd still be looking for water in Africa." So this Swiftie called the fuck out. This one is just weird. I think the actual account for this got suspended or something. He just oh yeah, he did. He deleted his status. He says, okay. The original tweet was that he's black and he something about Beyonce being shit or whatever. And then she posted this picture. Imagine lying about being black to protect racist Swifties. You're part of the problem. Is he not black? As an expert racist, I classify him as black. Apparently, he's Dominican. So the black people are like, what? You're Dominican? That's not black. Well, and then I imagine if you ask any white people, are you black? They're going to be like, yeah, are you fucking retarded? If you looked in a fucking mirror, retard? But no, black people don't claim him. So he's just nothing. He's not black and he's not white. He's some other degree of not important. And this one's great. So this is a real picture. I had a Snopes fact check this shit. Taylor Swift was at a party. Apparently this is a Katy Perry party for her 25th birthday, allegedly, in 2009. This random guy somehow manages to sneak into Katy Perry's 25th birthday party. And I'm going to be honest, he looks like a certain phenotype, okay? He paints a swastika onto his shirt. Or someone else did, because it looks like this, like the party is that you come in with white clothes and then you get painted, and that's like what they're doing to have fun. So someone gets a swastika on him, and then he poses for a picture with Taylor Swift, and of course this means that she is racist. But not just that, someone named Maddie Healy apparently raised her hand above the 45-degree angle that white people are allowed to raise their hand, meaning that she's racist. And then of course, Maddie Healy and Taylor Swift were in a relationship very briefly. She's an actual fucking Nazi, okay? I like this one. The POC Bay HIV, Bay Monkeys, Bayanki is another one, and then there was Bay Neighbor, but I can't say that one because I might get banned from the United States of America if I say that one. And this is like a montage, but this was the most brutal one. Trust men or be unable to carry pregnancy full term from Taylor Allison Fenty Stan. Fenty Stan. Rihanna's first pregnancy, black baby. Beyonce's first pregnancy, abortion. So, oh, there we go. There's the one. Little Lilac Long Dick, a truly, whose at handle is Lilac Short Dick, says, because Bay neighbors deserve it for being such a black bitch. That's all it takes. That's all it takes for to troll 13% of the entire U.S. population, apparently. Okay, that's it. Twitter slop news segment. Chris, this is technically on Twitter, I guess, but it doesn't count as Twitter slop. Chris Chan, who I previously reported may be expecting or is trying for a pregnancy. Chris liked something on Blue Sky because Chris fits in better on Blue Sky, I guess. Are we eating the rich? Yes, we are. This is something that I think he just liked. This was like his first response to the pregnancy thing. It says, I don't know why, but I feel weirdly happy. If you can get a girlfriend, have a baby, and get married, even with all the mistakes she makes, it means I can be happy too. It's like a furry retard. Yeah, it's like you're like a retard. Sally Acorn Lover? Yeah, you're fucking gross. Maybe it's what they say in the text. Maybe no one is truly unsavable. But I think the best part about you is that even when you did bad things, you weren't trying to be bad. Dude, he was just horny that night. he was the most down bad of any down bad neighbor that's ever been down bad in shit. You're trying to be good. He was trying to help her, really. If we think about it in the most positive poly context imaginable. I'm glad someone finally saw that. I look forward to seeing you grow, or at least I hope you continue to improve as the child is born. I'm sure you're aware that if the child needs a proper upbringing, and I know that if you learn from your mistakes, which honestly it seems like you have, they will have that. Please don't make me feel bad for believing in you. You give me and others like me, those who are abandoned and abused by society, hope. We hope that even when we regress to the point where we don't know who we are, we can still find our way back to ourselves. That's pretty fucking dire. When you're looking at Christian and like, wow, I can aspire. Me, Sally Acorn Lover, Me addicted to a fictional cartoon character of a fucking squirrel from the 1990s. Even I can look up to the dizzying heights of Christine Weston Chandler Sonichu Jesus Christos and be like, wow, me too. I can also do that. But then he actually got back on the real social media platform and said, okay, all of this is starting to get out of control now. There is no pregnancy. I was speaking hypothetically in that live stream. I am so surprised how even when I say something hypothetical, it gets misunderstood. Thank you for your kindness. I reiterate, there is no pregnancy with anyone. So the baby, kayfabe, but they're still trying to think. So, let me hide this. Spoiler. So this Brony is doing a video clapback on the Kiwi Farms. I think he even has an account and like argues with people in his thread. I want to encourage him to make his Kiwi Farms video, so I'm going to give him attention, chat. This Brony, who I guess goes by Dan's Burst Studios, put out what he called his magnum opus, not to be confused with a magnum opium, or a manga opium rather. Called The Immorality of Zoophilia in Satirical Quotes. And look, this guy is really good at cropping out the background of an object, especially one that's incredibly two-dimensional and very easy to crop out like this character. I've not watched this, but it's 25 minutes, and I was desperately craving for this stream. I want some like primo weapons grade fucking retard autism, like old school. I have a good feeling that this is going to be it. So we're going to watch this together, chat.
Welcome, every pony.
He's like recording himself on a phone or something. What the fuck?
Dan's Burst Studios official here. This is going to be the first of 2 videos responding to Tibbles Yorkie, the canine. This video was a long time in the making. I started it like a month ago, at first as a response to her role in the El Money drama. But after I looked more into Tibbles, I saw a number of social media posts where she platforms herself as one of the activists.
The canine? Okay, tranny furry, got you.
This in the latest wave of the dogmatic crusade against zoophilia. I've had issues with these activists for a while now, but I realized I'd never gathered all my thoughts on them in one place. That's going to be the goal of this video.
You can do it.
I'm going to be arguing against 2 separate but related claims. First, that zoophilia is morally wrong, and next, that zoophilia should be illegal. Well, let's start with the first.
A
lot of anti-zoophiles think that raping an animal is morally wrong and makes it bad.
Usually, when you do like the whole like when you do the your movie sucks argument about zoophilia, like where you can infer an animal's consent, you try to like really hype it up. Like, no, really, when I fuck my dog, I can tell that she's really into it. You don't just say like, so I rape animals. I'm a fucking animal rapist.
Person. And people have, of course, asked them, why is that any different than eating an animal? I'm not against people eating animals. The anti-zoophiles will reply that we have to eat animals for nutrition, and even if we didn't, vegan stuff would be more expensive. But what if this weren't true? Here's my main claim. Even if all humans had readily available 100% nutritious bland tofu, it wouldn't be wrong or immoral for a human to hunt and kill an ostrich, either because they like the taste of its meat or because they enjoy the thrill of the hunt. It turns out that this is all we need to deduce that zoophilia is not immoral. First of all, what would it mean for zoophilia to be moral?
If the ostrich is tasty, you can fuck a donkey. That is the that's a slogan. We figured it out. How is zoo sexual activity banned in Turkey, but they're like the owner of like the Ataturk? I'm pretty sure he's like a furry. He said he was like a wolf. He was like the byproduct of like a wolf fucking a woman, so he's like a furry. I don't know if it was Ataturk or some other guy, but one of them. Turkey is basically just a furry country.
Well, in raping the animal, zoophiles put frivolous human sexual pleasure above the animal's sexual autonomy and well-being. So, to establish morality, we just need to see if we can deduce statement Z. Now, frivolous human tastes and sexual pleasures are both extra, unnecessary pleasures, so they should be roughly as.
This guy has like the grossest montage of fucking videos to put
Some may
in the
say that the
background of
sexual
this
pleasure would come from the rape of the animal, while the taste pleasure would happen only as a byproduct of killing the animal. This would somehow make satisfying sexual pleasure more cruel because it is more direct. These people would say that because satisfying sexual desire in this case is more cruel, it should be given less weight. I don't think emotional cruelty should factor into morality assessments at all.
This is a dumb argument. I don't want to like have a philosophical debate with like the brony, but I saw a comment recently where it was like some fucking retard complaining that it was a green text. It was what it was, and it was a guy who was complaining about how evil feminists have tricked men into thinking that video game rape is less palatable than video game murder. Like if you can murder people in Grand Theft Auto, why can't you rape people? It's effectively the same. In fact, it's even less bad to rape than to murder. And it's like, well, you're satisfying like something completely different. It's when you kill somebody in a video game, you're just killing like a fake character. But when you're raping it, you're simulating a violent sexual act for your own pleasure. Kind of different, and he doesn't really seem to understand that difference between like meat eating either.
The consequences of the actions. I'll explain this more when proving my main claim. Even if it did, I don't think doing something directly is any more cruel than doing it indirectly, since they have the same consequences. Besides, getting pleasure from the thrill of a hunt is taking direct pleasure in the death of the animal, and I don't think that's immoral either. This gives us Lemma 1. From our main claim, we know it's fine to eat an ostrich and taste its meat or for the thrill
Why
of
is
the
he so obsessed with
hunt. This means
ostriches?
it's not immoral to
Does he want to
prioritize
like
taste
fuck an
or hunt
ostrich?
pleasure over an animal's life, which gives us Lemma 2. Killing an animal for its taste is a bigger harm to the animal than raping it for pleasure would be. Some say that non-mutilative rape would somehow traumatize an animal so much that it would be worse than killing them. We know this isn't true, because animals who are raped don't become suicidal.
Dude, this guy is like weighing the pros and cons of like sexual torture and just regular rape of animals. This guy is far. Is there like a picture of this guy? Does he just hide behind this little pony guy the entire time? How would they fail to identify this guy? That's crazy. Okay. I'm gonna skip to halfway, I think. That'll be fair. Is there like a chapter 2 marker where we can talk about the other part? I want to hear the legal side. Oh, he's going to compare it to homophobia. Oh, dude, awesome.
Frivolously rape an animal, and not to frivolously kill it. Simple. Because just like anti-zoo activists, these online social activists and lawmakers are acting based on their intuitive emotional feelings of disgust. You'd expect a leftist like Tibbles to already know that this is not a good thing to base policy or activism on. After all, it was done to them by lawmakers who war on drugs who,
Dude, I'm
in
so
addition to their
happy.
political agenda, vote morally disgusting that druggies and
Dude, I want pedophiles and dog fuckers to continually try to insert themselves into the LGBTQIP+. It's kind of like how, this is my favorite factoid that I've said like a million times, but how they think that cancer in large animals dies before the animal dies. Like whales don't die from cancer, elephants don't die from cancer, and they think it's because cancer can't grow fast enough to kill the animal before the cancer develops a cancer that's unique to the original cancer and kills it before it can kill the animal. And that's going to be kind of like the gay movement. Like gay shit is like all a cancer, but then they're going to get like pedosexual, zoosexual cancer on their cancer, and it's going to fucking murder them. Tranny shit's already kind of like that. Tranny shit's already kind of like a meta cancer in the LGBTQIP+.
people got years in prison for a gram of weed. It was also done to leftists by lawmakers who would criminalize homosexuality, for one reason they used, in addition to their ideology, usually conservative Christian, was the intuitive feeling of disgust that they and others had. This very day, lawmakers in Uganda and other backwards third world countries explicitly rely on intuitive disgust to shape their laws and cultural values.
This is what they do. Number one,
What is with
you can
the-
see a man here.
What is with the music? I can't hear you, bro.
Smaller minority, zoophiles. Of course, leftists have some standard ideological reasons to rationalize their intuitive disgust. Leftists might say that the groups that they support are protected classes, discriminated against based on the basis of unchangeable parts of their identity.
The music is kind of ruining it. I just want to hear the Spurg talk about dog fucking. Let's see how he finishes with it. It's just like a clip of like My Little Pony. I think he literally just finishes this thing with a clip of My Little Pony.
A lot of zoos make really cool art, writing, and games. In fact, some of my favorite non-erotic fan fictions and FAM fiction are written by zoophiles. When you write
I think YouTube is mercy killing this video for you guys. This guy just casually reads dog fucking books. He's like a Canadian. You know, there's that Canadian book about a bear that like rapes a woman. This guy is like that. Just casually reads non-erotic dog fucking books. I want to see how this ends.
When you write these people off, you limit yourself to a part of the human experience, keeping yourself blind.
Oh my god. Where would we be without the genius artistic literary contributions of people who fuck dogs?
Learning about the inner lives of other
It's like how the Nazis got rid of Einstein and then he split the atom or whatever the fuck. You know, it's that kind of like we're really shooting ourselves in the foot here by excluding these dog fuckers.
just because of ideological disagreements. If you're a very political person like Tibbles, this will be hard advice to take. But trust me, the friends you make along the process of withholding snap moral judgments against others will make it very much worth it. After all, friendship is magic. That's all for this video. I put a lot of time and effort into researching and script writing this. My deepest thanks to my loyal editor, 70 Dial. This video wouldn't have been possible without him. If you like this video, and you're fine with my admitted despair...
That's just like a 2-minute clip of My Little Pony? What a bizarre person. What a truly bizarre retard. I can't wait. I can't wait for his Kiwi Farms rebuttal. So, other thing. Again, this might be a really, really super short episode. I have to deal with my true and loyal fans that come out the day after Christmas or next. Just shoot the shit with me for just a minute. But Ethan Ralph, I talked about how he had a warrant. And he literally wrote the court. Did I please tell me I actually read this? I think I did. He was like, please, you gotta let me see my son for Christmas. I just want to cross the border so I can see Xander. I'll show up by Zoom, I promise, and deal with the consequences of my actions. So this is the bullshit he sent. The judge just filed it as is. And then we got down here. The judge, instead of like creating like a proper filing to kind of address all the points and cite case law and all that shit that you usually do in like a response to a legal filing, the judge literally just put a little stamp on the corner that just says request to quash warrant is denied. And then he filed this again. He just kind of scribbled it in the corner that just says denied, and then just refiled that original paperwork. And it's kind of like this meta artistic commentary if you really think about it, because the judge has effectively used the original filing as his justification for denying the filing. Like, in lieu of any logic or court opinion or case law or actual legislative law, he just says, look at this retard shit right fucking here on your screen. That is why it's denied. And he's pretty confident that that would hold up in appeals court. So, yeah, it's always on slow mode, bro, because people like you spam fucking cat emotes in the chat throughout the entire stream. I don't understand. It's like the Twitch brain rot is like the most potent kind of brain rot in the fucking world. People have trained themselves to sit there and press a picture of a cat for 3 hours straight, spamming it like 10 times in a row, repeatedly over and over again. Just like, I don't understand why people do that. Anyways, suffer, Ralph. Gonna be spending Christmas in Mexico, huh? Unlike somebody we know, chat, Ralph will be spending Christmas in Mexico. Oh, dude. Feliz Navidad, Ralph. Feliz Navidad. Then, this is bizarre. I don't even know. I feel like at this point it has to be fucking obvious that this guy is like a fed. Nick Fuentes has co-signed like a Groyper movement to draw rape pornography of like a Wojak. Like people have developed like this character that they just call Wife Jack, and it's just Wojak with like red hair. It's like a silhouette character to replace like anybody's wife when they talk about like marital drama, like the asinine things that occur between two people in a relationship long term. It's like they've tried to catalyze this into a meme to talk to each other about married life, which is exactly like sitcoms or any other bullshit form of media about married couples. Nick Fuentes takes issue with this because if the little boys that he's managed to trick into liking him decide that they want to have a reproductive life and get married, well, then he doesn't have an opportunity to groom them and sell their asshole to brown Muslim pedophiles like Ali Akbar. So he's summoned the Groyper elite to try and oddly demonize a pretty wholesome trend of like married people talking about being married. Did I not have the foresight to read? I did not. So it's just Groyper saying, "Hey guys, look, it's Wife Jack. I love my Wife Jack," and he's crushing her skull with his hand because Groypers are big dudes. They're very strong, and they're not cat boys at all. So definitely, they're very fearsome. They also managed to flag down, like there was an account of like a woman like LARPing as a Wife Jack, and the Groypers gathered around to like ban the account. Like it doesn't have to be fucking funny. It's just weird that you have this thing that is just people talking about being married in a way that's kind of just like normalizing it. Because in a way, marriage has become extremely abnormal. Like in American society, the rate of like fatherless single parent households is like 50% across the board. For black people, it's like 90%. So married two parent households in the US is a minority of all households in which children are being raised. So any kind of like normalization of like returning to tradition is good, is like a good thing. But not for the Groypers because there's not enough cat boys. There's not enough brown Muslim pedophiles involved. Meanwhile, the actual Groypers are talking about literal fucking lollicons and cat boys. And this one, here's a great post by a Groyper saying, it's just not a good or funny meme. I've seen zero organic anything with it. Now, Cunny, that's a meme. Wife Jack isn't hot or funny or thought-provoking like Cunny is. And I remind you guys that there is a thread in the Ethan Ralph board, the sector board, about the open pedophilia in Nick Fuentes' groups. And these accounts are not like random, like if they were just random accounts calling themselves Groyper accounts that said like, hello, I'm a Groyper and I'm a pedophile, like that would be suspicious. They all have like 1,000+ followers and they're followed by people either that Nick Fuentes follows or by Nick Fuentes himself. This is just a drawing of a Wife Jack being raped in front of her husband. And Groyper says, where is the daughter at? Well, we'll get to that. Here's a nice picture of a Groyper shitting on the family that they've tortured. Oh, here's the pregnant child. Finally, the pregnant children. Now these are the real Wife Jacks that the Groypers want. Oh, they photoshopped her into the into the fucking torture meme. Okay, great. I hate them so much. And what really frustrates me is that he still has like a genuine audience of like retards, and they don't seem to talk to anybody else. Like they're just sequestered into their own little corner, and they only come out to post like weird rape memes and talk about fucking children. So you can't even like humiliate people for being associated with Nick Fuentes. Like you can't pull them by their ears and make fun of them for being total faggot losers. Because they're just like so socially isolated that there's no way to actually talk to them. You never encounter them in any way. John Miller posted the shitting one, and John Miller is a top Groyper. Nick Fuentes responds and says, my wife is literally shaking right now. If Wife Jack agrees to spit on it, choke on it, and then swallow, she can keep her head if she doesn't burn dinner. And then he just like posts like more weird gore shit. Here's a great fucking clip. This is Fuentes responding to one of his own fans. Like a person sent him money and said like, hey bro, I'd love to catch the stream, but I got shit to do. I get super chats like that all the fucking time. People who pop in for like 5 minutes to give me $20 just to say that they'll listen to the VOD after the stream is done when they get off work or whatever the fuck. Here's how Fuentes reacts to that kind of like asinine comment of just showing support.
I know who you are, and I don't care. I don't care because you sound like a faggot and you're going to hell with your ugly dog of a woman wife. So, people like you are what's wrong with this country. People like you are worse than trannies, frankly. People like you are sort of worse than the worst part of the problem. So, busy with wife and kids doing what? Being a cuck? busy being schlepping around bags for your wife. I was busy doing my wife's makeup. My wife was doing my makeup. Busy playing tea party with your baby girl as a stay-at-home dad while your wife makes some money. Is that it? And what does that even mean? Busy with the wife and kids doing what? I think they're pretty self-sufficient, aren't they? They should be. Busy with the wife and kids, going on what, play dates? What does that mean? Busy with the wife and kids. What do you mean by that? So, yeah, sounds like you should get back to playing princess with your wife and your daughter or whatever. It sounds like you should get back to cleaning your wife's, period up. Sounds like you should get back to braiding your wife's hair or whatever it is that you do with your fucking wife. Glad I stopped watching the show to get dragged to the garlic festival with my wife. Yeah, okay, buddy. Well, yeah, sounds like you should get back to it. Chop, chop. Her hair's not going to braid itself. But,
Dude,
anyway.
this comment, hold up.
Incels aren't sad. Incels are glad.
There's a guy that said he's so mad that someone values his own family over him. That's exactly what it fucking is. That's what I came to. Like, number one, it's just like he hates women in general. I think that he hates his own mother because he's a test tube baby. So his mom went out of his way to conceive him. And you know how, like, it's like a teenage trope to get mad at mom and dad and be like, fuck you, mom and dad. I didn't ask to be fucking born, you pieces of shit. It's like that, but like times 10, where it's like, I didn't ask to be conceived in a fucking laboratory by a Jewish fertility doctor, you piece of shit, mom. You paid all this fucking money to make me alive. Fuck you. It's like that. That's why he goes, like, when he talks about, like, hating his family, he just automatically assumes that he has a daughter, because he knows that the son has some kind of value to him as a groiper, because that's what he's into. So it's like, oh, it's not that he has a wife and a son, he has a wife and a daughter, because then it's two women to hate. But it's also like that cult of personality thing, where he kind of sees himself as like this Stalinist leader, and you can't put any other good over me. Can't put your family over me. That's why he also downplays like religious arguments. Like, he says that he's like Catholic or whatever the fuck, but if God came in between him and what he wants, then that's too bad. If your family comes in between him and what he wants, that's too fucking bad. Your primary responsibility is to the party, comrade. You will sit here and listen to me. See that super chats for 2 hours a night, and you'll give me your fucking money, and then you can spend time with your fucker. He clarifies that edgy humor is a feature of male space, not just adolescence. Wife Jack is an unfunny, female-safe meme that represents encroachment. I mean, it is a meme. Like, people organically shared it. It's not like it's being pushed by some evil pro-white procreation lobby. The big picture is this retcon that male feminist wife simping is somehow trad or masculine. Feminist attitudes must be completely dismantled. I think I have a thing where, no, this is like a random like torture porn. Haha, so relatable. DM this to my wife. We both had a little chuckle with this one. Thanks, brother. More like weird torture porn. The cartoonist of this, by the way, is a brown man. So if you're wondering who hates white women that much, it's very specifically Nick Fuentes and the Random Brown Men Association. There's a post, I think, by Andrew Tate. This is just them seething at Andrew Torba for posting it. Andrew Tate said something about how the wife jack shit is evil because you're supposed to have multiple wives. And this is the Andrew Tate who lies about being a convert to Christianity because it gets him more money to do that. Muslims are allowed to lie, by the way. They're allowed to lie and denounce the Prophet if it benefits Islam in a roundabout way. It's called taqiyya. It's a fundamental aspect of their faith. They can lie to the infidels. So Andrew Tate practices taqiyya, and he integrates with Christian groups so that he can plant anti-Christian ideas into desperate... I don't even want to call them right-wing, because they're not really right-wing. There's nothing right-wing about hating traditional families. It's kind of like the retard right. You're like the retard right that Fuentes is the head of. And then they have retard right-wing people like Andrew Tate who are also just completely subversive and obviously so. But they tell people what they want to hear is the issue. That's how Fuentes manages to maintain a group, is that he just says exactly what those people want to hear because they're angry that they're alone. They're angry that they have problems in their life that they can't fix. You don't want to listen to somebody who like actually wants to help you when you're in that kind of mentality. You just want someone who's going to blame everybody else for your fucking problems, so you don't have to get up and do anything about it. You never have to exert effort. You never have to change any aspect about who you are. You never have to compromise. It's sort of like a the retard right equivalent of man baby consumerism. Like, you have all these people who are just like, dude, I love to smoke weed and eat Cheerios for breakfast while watching Star Wars. And that's just like the peak comfort of their life, and they'll never ever do anything to escape this comfort zone that they built for themselves. It's basically the equivalent of that, where they're just like, every man baby craving and desire I've ever had in my entire life is completely owed to me. And anyone trying to correct my man baby retard desires is an enemy, and actually they're Jewish. So nobody should tell me to improve. Nobody should tell me to grow the fuck up, because that's Jewish and anti-white. And having a family, that's Jewish and anti-white. Having white babies, that's Jewish and anti-white. Having gay sex with cat boys, having brown Muslim pedophiles tell me to have polygamous relationships, having gay Muslim pedophiles fuck white boys in the ass that I'm friends with, and then blaming them for getting fucked in the ass in the first place. That's based and tradcath, actually. My audio ringing? I don't think so. Why is Josh like this? I hope it was very obvious that I was replicating an opinion there. Plenty of right-wing women say what? To have polygamous relationships? Are you fucking retarded? Dude, oh, how about this one? Hold up. This one, you mean this woman right here? Taylor Silverman. Women should not have the right to vote. Men should vote for their household. Oh, she's based in right-wing, right? She's very, very base. She agrees with you completely. Don't try to have a white wife and daughter. Have a polygamous relationship with brown people. Here's your right-wing woman that agrees with you. Fucking faggot. Maybe she can join America First too. She can paint little things about little white girls getting raped, and that'll be based. The nose? Is that what gave it away? Very, very brief thing about the other Nick. Nick Rekieta hinted after someone went to his court hearing and saw that nothing happened. Nick Rekieta actually came out and said that, guess no one really knew what was happening today. Weird. They all said they knew. Wonder what happened. Then he clarifies that so much happened, bro. Then he also, for whatever reason, says that he's never tried meth. So his attitude, there was an anticipation that he would plea out on Tuesday, and it didn't happen. And now he's acting like this. This was a great clip that Anonymous brought up, and I'll play it.
Sorry, Kiwi fags. Life doesn't work out the way you pretend it does.
Wait, are you actually in my comments defending Nick Fuentes? Okay, fine. You know what? I ain't got shit to talk about today. Not much has happened. I'll give the fucking floor to you. What do you say? You're such a pussy. The modern equivalent of polygamy is Chad's harem. Do you actually fucking believe that? There is this is like the incel cope. You have this thing where you have 10, like they show the chart. Let me just find it real quick. Incel sexual marketplace 10%. Oh yeah, dude. This chart has done more damage to the psyche of like retarded men than anything. I think lobotomies have done less damage to retarded people than this fucking thing. This is what retards actually believe. Interesting and good looking as up and down, and boring and ugly at the bottom. So back in the day, back before the liberalization of the sexual marketplace, everybody had a partner. Everybody lived in peace, and they were matched up equally through some magical system that gave everybody a wife and family, and you didn't ever have to think about it, and everything was just fine and dandy. But then after Chad Thundercock took over the sexual marketplace, 80% of the pussy goes to 30% of the men. There is, if you look at the facts, the actual fucking facts, there are more people who are completely and totally sexless than ever before, ever in human history. Fewer people are having casual sex than at any other point in human fucking history, including back when we had cavemen wandering around. 50% of people don't have sex at all. Up until like 30 years old, 50% of the population completely and totally neutered. What happens is that the top 10%, which is more than just one stick figure when you take a per capita assumption, they have sex with each other. You have the top 10 most hypergamous people having continuous sex with each other in this big pool where they just fuck each other. And there's very little crossover between the people who go out clubbing and have continuous hypergamous sex and the people who don't. Dude, I smash box. You don't even want to fucking know. And then, as I said, fewer people have sex than ever before. So you're just completely fucking wrong. No, they group these studies into demographics, like 18 to 24, 18 to 30. But yeah, it does get more and more because over time people are having less sex. I don't understand how you don't understand that because it's so fucking simple. The only way that the opposite can be true is if you are deliberately ignoring like the obvious lived reality of the people around you. Like, do you really think that everybody you see on the street, like 80%, 8 out of the 10 women your age that you see on the street are having sex with the same fucking guy? Like, are you retarded? Wiping your balls. I just don't get it. Like, how are you gonna... It's such a sad mindset to base all of your politics around hating the thing that you need to get what you want. Like on your face, they say that they want to have a family. They want to do things. They want to save the white race. What the fuck do you think that looks like? You honestly think that saving the white race is like abducting children and raping them and having like a harem of like pregnant 8-year-olds? Like, how do you come to that fucking conclusion? How do you let yourself get brainwashed by a federal agent and a brown Muslim pedophile to the point where you're actually willing to believe that? Like, surely there's going to come a point where you're like, oh wait, I'm a fucking retard. I think that, like I said, I think that you have to, like, if you're in my audience and you listen to Nick Fuentes, I want you to know sincerely that you are fucking retarded. I don't know if you're fucking retarded in like a general sense where you lack the gray matter required to evaluate things and make logical determinations, or if you're just like temporarily in a state of like actual retardation that can be cured over time, maybe with an ice pick. But I want you to know that you are fucking stupid. Move on to Rekieta. There's nothing about Rekieta. Rekieta is coping that that he solved all of his fucking problems. Okay, listen. You are retarded by default, that's true. Okay. I'm gonna show you guys some things. I don't know how much of this I've showed you in the past, but I just want to kind of cap off. There are some things that I can't show people because a lot of the things that I did with friends, and I either don't want to. I'm not like a photographer, so I didn't take a lot of pictures over the last 10 years. And the pictures I did take have people in them, and they have places that are very close to where people I know live. So I can't show everything that I've done. And I honestly don't have that many pictures overall. I've lost a lot of pictures because I have like a stack of phones that are genuinely broken. I've never thrown them out because I don't know what's on their hard drives. But I have this set up. So this is the earliest picture of my trips I can find. This is in the library at the University of Queensland in 2015. This is my old laptop, and that's the Kiwi Farms. When it was still on kiwifar.ms. This is the, oh my god, all those names I recognize. This is the old chat when it was Ajax based on PHP BB. That's Pine Tar. He got banned for threatening to rape Applecat. That's me when I had Barney as my avatar for a long time. It's Ronald Gay Gun. He was a very homosexual. Clown Doll was around for. I think Clown Doll is still around. Even. Oh yeah, I made a faggot chat briefly because we had a bunch of homosexuals that wouldn't stop talking about being gay, so I made them a faggots chat. But yeah, this is the library in Queensland. It's completely free and open to the public, so I would just walk in. I would buy something from like the cafeteria area, and then I would go upstairs to the library, and I would just, if I had a conference room that I could get access to, I would just work there for several hours. This is in the Philippines. This is the same year. This is 2015. I didn't take many pictures of the Philippines, at least that I could find. I remember I took some photos of the streets, but it's just like it's a super big and super dirty city. Manila is. This is the casino. I think this casino is even owned by there's a company in the Philippines, literally called Megacorp, and they own Mega Mart, and it's just like a comically evil sounding company, and they own everything in the Philippines. And I want to say that this casino is even owned by Megacorp. I don't think anybody that I know is in this picture. I think that might be Frederick's aide at the time, like his live-in aide, but I'm not 100% certain. This was the place that I went to with Frederick and I think Ron even. No, we went here during a 8chan meetup. We met up a couple people from Pinoy that were frequent posters. There's a picture of me that I didn't have to show you guys, but have you ever seen a picture of me standing in a black hoodie next to a bunch of Filipinos? That's during this meetup. And this was the time that I went to a blackjack table, and I sat next to a guy who was Israeli, and he was definitely high on cocaine. He kept betting on my hand. He would stop playing and bet on my hand, so that my cards would be his cards as well. And every time he did this, we won. So I don't know if he was counting cards or just like super high on cocaine, but he did this a lot. And when he would bet on me, I would also up my ante so that I would make more money because he just kept winning when I was playing with him. So I called him my lucky Jew, and he thought that was funny. But I walked out with a bunch of money. I made like $200, which is, I think, $200 is like 10,000 pesos. I made about 10,000 pesos more than when I walked in with. So I had a good time. I got it twisted. I make money. Basically, you're fucking stupid if you don't get it twisted and go to casinos and make money. So I had a good experience at a casino for once. Oh look, dude, you can see that I have like PHP MyAdmin. Oh my god, Oracle VirtualBox and Skype and the MySQL Workbench. Oh my god, this was so long ago. How embarrassing. Back when I still use like all these shitty fucking tools to like do development work. That's funny. By the way, this blurb here in the corner, it was when we had PHP BB and we still had PayPal as a donation. This is so old ago that I had PayPal as a way to donate money. The message down there inciting people to donate says something like, the life of an autistic person will cost the taxpayer $2.4 million over his lifetime, but True and Honest is only $20, so we're the better deal. And I remember that this donation message like pissed off a bunch of Spurgs that visited the site, but I kept it up until we switched over to Zen4 at some point in the future. Yeah, this is like before Discord and everything. Okay, so this is on the trip to Japan. So we lived. I was still living in the Philippines for a little while after this, but we did go to Japan for Christmas week. This is just a very nice picture. I showed you guys last stream my vacation pictures of Japan, so I'll just, because I didn't show you this before. It was very, very pretty. This is me in Buffalo. This is the best picture I ever took of myself. This is my famous picture that everybody shares around. I'm turning 32 in December. I enjoyed living in Buffalo. It was very nice as a city. Probably one of the nicer, like a large. I think I want to say that Buffalo was probably nicer than Portland. It was a little bit run down, but it was a nice place. I lived I lived on a street that was full of students. You had these big long colonial homes that had like 8 bedrooms and 1 bathroom. And I lived there very briefly when I moved because of Vordrak from Florida. And I was so close to the Buffalo University campus, and they had a Tim Hortons on there. And I would go there and I would get the farmer's breakfast like every day. That was my breakfast sandwich. And Tim Hortons is actually really good. I never had the Tim donuts that are like just donut holes, but I did have coffee and a farmer's breakfast every day. Buffalo, everybody I met in Buffalo, by the way, believed that Buffalo should be its own state. They all think that everybody west of the mountain range should make its own state, and they like the name Niagara State, and I like that too. And I still support that. I think that Buffalo should be the capital of Niagara State, far away from New York City. Especially when you know that New York City is like so far away from like the rest of the state. Like if you actually look at where New York City is on New York State and how big New York State is, you're just like, why the fuck is that allowed to exist like that? This is Serbia. This is the National Assembly of the Republic of Serbia. Obviously, I spent a lot of time in Serbia. Oh my god, I don't have any pictures of Ukraine. I just realized I didn't queue any of that up. Do I really not have any pictures of Ukraine? I was there for a year. I just remember because I lived in Ukraine between living in Buffalo and living in Serbia. That's crazy. I must have lost my phone that had all the pictures from Ukraine. Because there was, yeah, I don't have anything from Ukraine. What the fuck? That's crazy. I don't know how. It must be on a different computer or on my old phone that I lost. Because at that time when I lived in Ukraine, I got like really, really paranoid, and I super encrypted all of my devices with like crazy nonsense passwords that I've completely forgotten. I think all those devices are just gone to the wind. Like I said, I have like a giant stack of phones that I don't have access to or that are just completely broken. So I think that all my Ukraine pictures, I just remember in Ukraine, let me just take this off because I'm talking about Ukraine. I lived right next to a park, and I remember when I first arrived in Ukraine, I arrived at night, and I gotta say, if you are arriving from a first world country to something like Ukraine, do not arrive at night. It's very dark. They don't run a lot of their streetlights at night to save power, and it's scary. Like I was scared, like oh my god, what the fuck have I done? So then the next day, I'm like, well, I live in Ukraine now. I'm stuck here for a while. So I forced myself to go for a walk just around my area. And it was like literally night and day, where it's just, I remember there was like a homeless person burning something in a barrel. So the streets looked decrepit and there's like flickering firelight. I'm just like, this is like a fucking war zone. Now it's literally a war zone. But during the day, it's like, oh, the buildings are all nice. Everybody's cleaning up stuff. It's super safe around here. There's like women walking around with like their purses that seem completely unfazed. So it's like when the women are walking around and they're not phased by walking alone, it's like, okay, well, I'm not at risk then. So I'm really glad that's another thing. If you're going to move to a foreign country, definitely force yourself to explore immediately, especially if you're feeling nervous, because otherwise you're just fucked. There's a bunch of different places. The best food places. There was a place called Papa Misha that was has closed since, I think, but they had the best borscht. I completely fell in love with borscht during this time. It's an amazing food. It has like a true good bowl of it. It has like this like internal aura to it. Like you eat it and you just feel like you're being warmed from the inside out. And it's just a truly divine feeling. I also had Georgian food for the first time in Ukraine, and Georgian food is like khinkali is probably some of the best food that's ever been devised ever. Really great. There was like the opera house I took pictures of. There were statues and stuff that I lost pictures of. I'm really afraid that like that opera house that's down the street I think it's literally on Jew Street, by the way. There's a big synagogue. I think it was on the exact same street. There's lots of Jewish people. I saw a kid that was like Orthodox. He had like the big curls in the hat, and he had a shirt on that had Pikachu with the exact same thing, the Orthodox hat and the Jew curls, and it said Pikachu on it. So there's this little like Orthodox Jewish kid walking around with Orthodox clothes and then also a Pikachu shirt, and I thought that was really then yeah, I wonder if that opera house is still standing, because it is a truly beautiful building, like that classic Slavic look to it. But this is the National Assembly in the heart of Belgrade, and this is there's tons of churches that I saw. This is St. Mark's in Belgrade. I think it's right next to the National Assembly. I took it at the same time. I think that most people would expect that I have like a bunch of church pictures, and I actually do for Serbia, but churches are something that really, they lose their impact if you don't see them in person. Because it's not just like, this is like the display at the front. This is like the centerpiece of the church. But like when you're in a really nice church, you're completely surrounded by art. It's a 360-degree experience. And more than that, because you can look up, and there's usually shit on the roof as well. And it has like this aura to it, like this atmosphere. There's usually like it's very quiet. There's maybe some music or whatever. It's very nice. So you can't really experience a church. I won't bore you with of pictures and stuff. This is Batacco pizza. This is the best pizza I've ever had. I would take the cherry tomatoes off. I don't know why the fuck they're on there. But this pizza is a fucking slam dunk. If Batacco is still open and you're in Belgrade, get this pizza. Okay. No slap, bro. I'm not a good photographer, but this is good ass pizza. Okay. This is Pridnestrovia in Tiraspol. This is the capital of the Soviet breakaway state from Moldova that hopes to reunite to Russia. Through the Russian war in Ukraine, they would like to have a Black Sea access through them. I got exclusive access through a tour guide to a height of the tallest building in Pridnestrovia, and I did a panoramic. So this is one of those crazy things that you see all these YouTube documentaries about, like, oh my god, this city is frozen in time. They are still considered a Soviet republic, the last country that has the hammer and sickle on its flag. This is that. It's a very cool place. The people are great. When I was there was a European tourist, and he asked about the women, and it was one of the funniest things that I've ever seen on one of my travels. The tour guide, without missing a beat, because the guy that I was in this tour group with, he was like very obviously autistic. And I think he was like a communist, like in France or some shit. And he just obviously was there because he wanted to see the glory of the Soviet Republic, like that kind of fucking spurg. So the guy asked the tour guide about the women, and the guy, without missing a fucking beat, like slaps him on his shoulder and says, "My friend, Pridnestrovian women are the most beautiful in the whole world and completely inaccessible to you." And it was just, it was like he had rehearsed that in the mirror or done that like a bunch of times. So it was without missing a fucking beat. It was so funny. And I couldn't laugh because I didn't want to laugh at this fucking spurg and like cause like attention in the group. But I was dying. I had to hold myself back because it was fucking funny. Very funny. This is this is behind me on the. You can see the ledge here. This is behind me. And I noticed anime. I think there was even like a thing that said "I love porno" drawn somewhere like in a big heart. But there was some person that came up to the top of this building and practiced drawing anime in a bunch of different places. But I remember I posted this on the Fediverse because I thought it was funny. That even here in the last republic of the Soviet Union, in Tiraspol, Pridnestrovi, the voracious anime menace has latched into the vulnerable youth. This is, if that pizza is the nicest pizza I had, this is the cheapest food I have. There is a Soviet style buffet in Tiraspol that I ate this, and this is oh my god, how did I forget it? Plav, fried fish, chleb, and borscht, and then pivo, which is a local. I think it's a local beer. I want to say I'm not 100% certain if it's at it. This food was poverty food. It looks nice. The borscht was okay. Everything was just kind of okay. It wasn't bad, but it was just like, this is poverty fucking food. I think I ate all of this for less than $1. To give you an idea, because I traded like, I think it was like 20 euros into local currency in Tiraspol, and I didn't spend it all. Like, I literally didn't spend it all while I was there because everything was like so fucking cheap. This was like a proper buffet. The fried fish still had bones in it or whatever, but it was a crazy value in terms of food. Cool. Yeah, the decorations for the building were cool and shit. It was. This was in Moldova proper because you can't just fly into Tiraspol. There's no airport in and out of the city/country. So if you want to go to Pridnestrovia and see the glorious remnants of the Soviet Union, you have to fly into. Well, you used to be able to fly into Odessa and drive up into Pridnestrovia, but you can't do that anymore. Odessa is not, but Ukraine has closed that border. So now the only entry is from Chisinau in Moldova, about an hour by car into Tiraspol. And when I was in Chisinau, I ate really good food. There was a Georgian place near the heart of the city that was fucking bomb. I really enjoyed that. But then I think I went to a McDonald's or something. I have a thing where I try McDonald's in every country I go to compare them. And it's usually I think it's smaller in foreign countries. I remember in Odessa the food seemed like it was a really small portion, but it was pretty good. If I ever got homesick, I would go to McDonald's and I get a hamburger. This is McDonald's in Chisinau, though. This is a warning to gypsies and Turks that you do not poop by squatting on the toilet. You sit down like a normal person and not squat like an animal. So I thought this was hysterical, so I took a picture of it and actually saved it. Peak Mutt Tourism, bro. You gotta compare local dishes in foreign countries. What's the burger like in Japan? I remember I even had like a shrimp burger in Japan because it was like a local specialty. Of course, I'm gonna go try the fucking shrimp burger. Are you nuts? Moldova has a thing where they have like a little Turkish pocket in the south, and this is probably for those Turks. Anyone want to guess where this is at? Any guesses? I want to see if anyone could, because guess no, I really went to real countries. I promise. I didn't just go to like Ireland. First guess is correct. I can't believe it. Yes, I went to Ireland. This is on the Atlantic Wall of Ireland. Ireland is one of the most beautiful places I've ever been to. I'll get to this in a second, but I drove around Ireland and it was truly amazing. Just absolutely like stunning. That is the neighbor's kid. The Irish coast, beautiful. There's like a scenic route all the way through up. This like side is great. There's kind of like this crazy thing where the shore crashes into it and it hits in and then spews. It's kind of like a whale's blowhole. It's dude, okay, this is crazy. This is I can't remember where this is at. There's one of the most prominent things about Ireland throughout the entire country is that they have castles fucking everywhere. There is castles that are out in the middle of fields that are like completely dilapidated, just ruins, but they don't tear them down. So you just have like this castle in the middle of this field and it's completely full of cows and you're just sitting there driving past them like those cows are living in a castle, and I am not. But yeah, like literally, there's probably hundreds of castles throughout Ireland. They're everywhere. They're like mundane as you drive. There's just little ruins of castles all over the fucking place. But yeah, this is like alongside a scenic highway off the Atlantic coast. The Atlantic coast of Ireland is actually stunning. This okay. When I got to Ireland, I decided I was going to drive and see like a bunch of different places all at once. I go to little countries for like just a weekend or a couple days because of visa issues. Like I have never been a permanent resident of any other country in the world. I've been a continuous resident of Florida for the last however fucking long, right? So, when I take trips, it's usually just to do something with a tourist visa so I can renew it. So I went to Ireland, and it was the first time that I had driven, I think, in 6 years at that point. Because I didn't drive in Buffalo, I didn't drive in the Philippines, I didn't drive in Serbia, I didn't drive in Ukraine. I did not drive. Up until this point, I had not driven. Okay, since I left the U.S. So I rent a car. And it has been so long since I drove a car, and by the time I got here, that I didn't know how to turn it on because they had a fob, and I had never had a car with a fob before. So it took me like 10 minutes just to figure out how to get into the car, how to turn it on, and then how to actually drive. And then of course I'm driving on the left side of the fucking road, and it's like terrifying. It's genuinely fucking terrifying. And to make matters worse, the roads in Ireland are probably the craziest roads of any place I've ever been. The drivers in Odessa were the craziest drivers, but the roads in Ireland, in the US, roads of that size would be like a hazard. There's no fucking way they would let them exist. They would definitely eminent domain stuff. In Ireland, it's barely, and I mean barely, fucking big enough for two regular cars. Barely. You're talking inches of space. And then, because you're on these old wagon roads that have been paved over, on either side, the farmers have like these ancient stone walls that have been built up. So you're on a road that's barely like 2 meters. And then on either side is a hard stone wall. And then between you, when you pass another car, there's like centimeters of space. It is super. It's like pure anxiety. And then, of course, because everyone lives there, and you're just the tourist driving down these roads that you don't belong on, because you should just go to Dublin like a normal person. Like that's what they expect. They want to go like 60 miles an hour down these crazy ass roads, and you're like white knuckled on the steering wheel, like holy fuck, holy fuck, holy fuck. And they're just like so pissed off. They're like doing the thing where they like start drifting into the other lane, like, I wonder if something's holding him up, like hinting to you to get the fuck out of the way. So there were many times where I would pull over just to let the locals pass me because they want to go like 20 miles over the fucking speed limit, and I can barely feel safe going at the speed limit. Really, I mean, the country's beautiful. The food, I think I have a picture of the food. I don't usually eat steak because steak, I consider steak like decadent, so I try not to eat that much, just like plain beef. But I got struck in the mood for like a steak, like a proper fucking. Just looking at it. I had a nice steak. This is me steak posting like Ethan Ralph. So really good food as well. And then, I did go to Dublin. Dublin's a shithole. Just so you know, every major city in every country in Western Europe is a gigantic shithole, not worth going to. If you want to go to a Muslim country, just go to fucking Syria or something. I don't know what to tell you. Go to Turkey, go to Istanbul. The major cities of basically all of Western Europe are complete shitholes, not worth going to. Did go to Dublin, and as is my tradition, I have a rule. I try not to buy any silver online. Like, you can go onto eBay and find any silver coin that you want to and pay like a decent price for it. I don't like doing that. I like to find coins in person at the places that they came from. These are pre-decimal silver coins. So you can see that one's a florin. I forget the names of those, like Cordoba or something. these are not decimalized. So it's like this is like 2.5 florins, and then I think it's like 6 florins to a cordba or whatever the fuck. It's like crazy, the measurements. So that's why they did away with them and made them into decimal coins eventually. I think a part of the pre-decimal coins was not following the UK. They just wanted to have their own money that was not British coins. Dublin is a shithole. I was only there for my flights and for a couple hours before and after my flights, but it's just like I don't know how else to explain it. Like big cities in Western Europe are all the same. It's all the same. Oh, dude, and the other crazy thing about Ireland is that they speak English. And it was so weird being able to speak English with people. Just like to walk up to anybody and just speak naturally and have them understand you. It was genuinely like mind-blowing. I think that's one of the things that I'm going to have to get used to again, is just being able to walk up to people and talk to them. You kind of take that for granted before you leave the country, I think. We killed everyone who spoke the Celtic gobbledygook. There were some people who it's kind of weird because in Ireland the learning Irish is Irish is an official state language, so you can get all the government stuff in Irish, and they speak it on Air Ireland. They call it something else, like Erie or something. But they speak Irish over the tele thing, the call thing, speak overhead. But it's kind of like a liberal toy, like upper middle class liberal people toy with the Irish language is like a form of anti-imperialism or something. And you would think that like the nationalists would be super gung-ho about speaking Irish, kind of like how the nationalists of Scotland are super gung-ho about speaking Gaelic. But it's sort of like a leftist thing in Ireland from what I saw. Very, very weird country politically, because they're sort of like the underdogs of the British Isles, and they've been kicked around for a while. But then they're also trying to like compromise their place in Western Europe with like their place and trying to have national identity still. Not an enviable position to be in. Though, while I was there, I couldn't help but notice, by the way, that on the radio they were constantly talking about like a cost of living crisis. Like everyone was complaining about how expensive everything was, and a lot of that was they're talking about the cost of living crisis is impacting the sentiments towards new Irish immigrants. That was the big thing on the radio. And that's it. That's all that I can show you in terms of my travels. I was never one of those people that went over to a different country to be like, I want to see the tourist stuff. So I really didn't. I missed a lot of stuff that a lot of people would go out of their way to see. For me, traveling was about keeping my cost of living as low as possible and more experiencing like what life is like in those countries and talking to people who live there. And of course, eating the food because I'm a fat American. So that's what I stuck to mostly. If the only thing I regret, because once I get back to the U.S., I don't ever want to travel again. I'm gonna go see one country before I leave, and then that's it. I never want to travel again. Maybe in 10 years, but like, I'm so sick of not having permanent possessions. I'm so sick of living out of suitcases. I'm so sick of shit not being reliable. So sick of just renting. Like, I'm just sick of it all. I never want to travel again. I had fun. I would recommend it. If you have the means and capacity to like travel and do stuff, go for it. It's fun. But I'm sick of it. I'm done. I'm not. Unless I have some reason to, I'm never leaving the U.S. ever for any reason. I'm completely fucking so done with the traveling and moving shit. The only thing I wish I had done differently is I've not been to China, and I know it's like but I really wanted to see China. I wanted to go with Vinny and see Inner Mongolia. I think it's called like Hot, which is the capital of Inner Mongolia. That's where he's from. where his family is from, and I wanted to go see that. And I still think that even now, I'm very convinced that software development is going to become increasingly a Chinese thing, because American and Western software development, in Western Europe, they're not doing enough to support software development, and in the US, it's taken over by fucking trannies who are hindering development. I just think that software development is going to become increasingly a Chinese realm, and I wish I had learned Mandarin, and I wish I had gone to China. But aside from that, I have no regrets. In general, I try to maintain a philosophy that I regret absolutely nothing for any reason whatsoever, and I would maintain that in regards to how I've lived and what I've done. But now it's time to go home, chat. It's time to be a Maramut again. As a great man once said, supposed to press the button, it's supposed to work, but we'll.
For this truth must be clear before us. Whatever America hopes to bring to pass in the world must first come to pass in the heart of America.
There's no way to accomplish my goals, to bring to pass what I want to see from abroad. There is only one way. Only one way. That's to do it in the heart of America. I think that's it. Kind of short stream, but you know, I got shit to do, places to be at, things I need to take care of. Is there anything I should yell at you about before I go? I got I do have. I think I have a. Actually, do I have a Reddit segment? I think Sneeds gave me a Reddit segment. Oh, he does. Oh, I do have a Reddit segment. Here we go. Little quick Reddarooski. All right. One more truck, bro. So this is an R fuckers, which appears to be an LGBTQIP plus subreddit. Impossible Pinello says, just came back from Europe and this is what I got to see. 5,000 pounds emotional support metal boxes with unnecessarily huge houses to fill with Black Friday consumerism and with a dead and soulless yard. Hashtag America. That's right, baby. Trucks. Ugh. Big McMansions. Ugh. Black Friday deals. Ugh. I can't fucking wait. I don't know what this guy's bitching about. I'm fucking hyped. I'm hyped. Imagine seeing that much freedom and liberty and being like, oh no, I can't handle all that now. Awesome. Let's make this green. And then I do have something special planned for the outro for this stream. I threw it together last second, but it's Kino, as the kids say. All right, Shrutzel Knoll for 25 says, my autistic mentally retarded cat with ADHD was recently diagnosed with restless leg syndrome. Please keep him in your prayers this Christmas season, friends. That means that he's obese. Restless leg syndrome just means that you have poor circulation in your legs because you're fat. I gotta put that cat on diet. Thank you. Lieutenant Razchak for 5 says, question for Dear Feeder, on a scale from 1 to 10, how gross is this schizoid man-child? And there is a ghost archive. It up. This is disabled. Let me just pull it up then. Let's see, this is a tweet. Mr. B says, Ava is literally always with her kid and doesn't even go on shoots to spend more time with him. Tuckman is always smiling. Not sure why this rumor is a thing in regards to his wife, I think. Stazwala says, I'm so happy that Ava has a friend like Mr. Beast. I have absolutely no fucking clue what you're trying to get me to say here. Is a Polish retard? Polish NB. I have no fucking idea what you're trying to get me to talk about. Good luck 7 for 5 says, happy Thanksgiving. Stay tipsy, my friends. Oh, I wish. I haven't drank since like February. Sino for 10 says, Josh, every time his Starlink starts shitting out, and then there is a YouTube link. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, this.
Conductor, we have a problem. Conductor, we have a problem. Conductor, conductor, we have a problem. Conductor, we have a problem.
That's me like all the time. That's not just during my Starlink issues. Thank you. Bunker Housing for 7 says, what? No more Maddie. Not until maybe the new year, maybe a little bit sooner, but probably not until the new year. No. Taking off a month. Though, I should remind you guys that I am going to be uploading, I'm pre-recording some stuff for the Gumroad to try and not give Gumroad people an excuse to cancel for the Christmas season when I need their support more than ever, right? So I will be doing some Gumroad stuff. I might record some weird shit or whatever, or do polls. I'm changing the schedule for the stream when I come back, so the Gumroad people will be the ones who get to vote on the schedule. I'm going to try to find some way to set that up. So if you do want to subscribe to the Gumroad, you will not be missing out for anything in December. Colex was 3. Says Fish Tank had a freeloader on that kept yelling neighbor when his task was to pretend to have Tourette's. This is also him. Apparently his real name is Josh. Well, it's a proud people, the Joshes are.
I want to fuck with that black baby though.
What's going on? Why are you trying to fuck with the black baby?
I'm a racist.
Wow. Just admit that.
Joshes are great people. Great folks. Humble Guardsman for 25 says, Dear Feeder, your streams will be greatly missed. May God watch over you during your travel. Also, play the voicemail you received before your stream. This better be funny, bro. Download it. Actually, do I have Gaijin on that? I do. Oh, you're unlocked.
Good evening, Josh. It's Dick Smash Turbo Fist here. Knowing you stream late into the night, I thought you might appreciate a nice bedtime story to help you settle down after another great stream. So let's begin. Good Night Moon by Margaret Wise Brown. In the great green room, there was a telephone and a red balloon and a picture of the cow jumping over the moon. And there were 3 little bears sitting on chairs, and 2 little kittens, and a pair of mittens, and a little toy house, and a young mouse, and a comb, and a brush, and a bowl full of mush, and a quiet old lady who was whispering, hush. Good night, room.
Did I continue to play
Good
this?
night, moon. Good night, cow.
I'm gonna skip
jumping
towards
over
the
the
end.
moon.
I'm sorry if that offends you.
All right. Sleep tight, moon pie. Goodbye.
That's weird. Thank you. Truan's for Trump for 10 says, it were the Troon vote that Dunn did win it for Don. I don't think so. Nice try, though. Nice try, guy. Thank you. Red Eyes Black Dragon for 5 says, crazy bucktooth Asian down on the phone with your hot Asian GF. Where you at? Where you at? I come get you. Where you at? Literally true. Red Adonai for 5 says, hey Josh, I have 2 questions. Is Bossman Jack's Judge an actual fan of his, and did he want to watch more Gamba sessions? Will you stop by the kebab shop and buy a kebab as a thank you for all the Wi-Fi? Trust me, they've already gotten so much on my business. I need more. I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say that the judge engaged in malfeasance practice. I accuse him of that directly because he wants to see the sessions. Action Johnny for 20 says, don't forget to chew. And then there is a video. I'm very nervous to play. What's a hamster? This is apparently an old meme video I never saw when it was The internet was a much better place 15 plus. That's true. Thank you. Holy Hal for 5 says, hope you're having a good day, Josh. Have a good month, Josh. You are mine about always. Thank you, Holy Hal. I do intend to have a good month. Kurt Eichenwald, Anime Master for 5 says, glorious Kiwi Emperor, sob, sayonara, Kiwi Emperor, sayonara, sob. It's okay. I'll be back before you can even fucking miss. The false copy of Sunder for 1 says, Yukis's Thanksgiving post on X made her look up. Please explain yourself. No. Total Gun Victory for 1 says, did you see that Chaggett is back? He's junkie maxing now. And then I assume that this is going to be him high on meth. I do want to see this. This is actual good content. How the fuck how is him being like high on meth not a thing? Okay, this video is taking a second. I'll read more. Stephen Rith, for one, says, "Why won't you die, Moon Pie?" That's pretty good. Cheese94 for two says, "I saw an account called Pilot Groiper who said being gay is worse than being a pedophile. Apparently I'm a faggot for disagreeing. All these people need to be fucked with." Yeah, they need to be like burned on like a mass body pyre, basically. Raspies for 5 says, "I missed the Europe-friendly live stream times. It was a good while it lasted. Happy Pizza Day, safe travels, and happy B-Day, Xmas, New Year in advance, church." I'll probably pick something that's still like later in the day. Like I'm thinking like my instinct is 6 p.m. Eastern time, midnight EU time on Friday. But maybe like a little bit earlier, like 3 to 4 or something like that. I really haven't decided. I'm gonna have to do some A/B testing, some polling to figure out what to do. Actually, that's still loading. Bunker Housing for 5 says, "Holy shit, what a fucking retard Nick Fuentes is. Han kan dra at helvete." I don't know what that means. Sounds kind of like Swedish, but yes, he is truly fucking vile. I can't believe nobody's kicked his ass. Good luck 7 for 2 says, "Nick had his butt touched and didn't fight back." I think he had his butt touched by Destiny. Apparently, there's a rumor that when he was talking about getting his ass eat, the time that he was talking about was right when Nick Fuentes was over. So he might have had his ass eat by Nick. Libster for 2 says, "Thanks for the stream, Josh. Real question: would you be a unicorn, Pegasus, or Earth pony?" Probably an Earth pony. I'm not very magical. I'm not very good at friendship. Just a famous butt for 2 says, "Josh, if you had to choose between total troon death, total neighbor death, or total groiper death, which one would you choose? You can pick only one. Have a nice trip to the United States and enjoy your break." I can't answer that question without violating the terms of service of basically every platform in the world. You probably infer. Caleb Al-Asim for 5 says, "Speaking of, probably wouldn't stay for the whole stream because I have in real life stuff to do. Safe travels and hopefully December treats you well in regards to that." Actually, you're supposed to put me over your entire life and family and your entire life and your job as well. Pay up, pay pig. This is the Groiper movement. How are we going to be America first when you're not paying the tithe that I am owed? Bunker Housing for 3 says, "Josh would of course select to be a unicorn since it is a creature of high power who can stab people with its horn and also get a bonus. Also, as a bonus, get all the virgins? That's fucking weird, bro. I don't know why unicorns get virgins. Hopefully this video is loaded." Oh, was he about to inject? Is that like an injection site? I see a... He has like multiple wounds on his arm. Are those injection sites? I'm not familiar enough with drugs. Here, I'm gonna make this bigger so you guys... Yeah, dude, look at those holes in his arm. What the fuck? What are those?
Oh, fuck. Oh my god, that guy just ran a red light. Oh, yeah.
Sores from picking at his skin high on meth. Those are abscesses. Meth maxing. It could be a dog bite? Picking his skin. This is making me physically ill. He's picking scabs. Okay, I got you. On his meth source is what iGuy says. Thread from Sector Documentarian Shamu confirms this account is his. So he's back and he's doing meth and he's pouring hydrogen peroxide into open meth sores. I mean, he is a pedophile. He kind of deserves it. Good luck 7 for 2 says, "Tate is a godless faggot, neither Christian nor Muslim. Everything he says aligns with Islam." I don't know what you're talking about. Casting Couchcrap for 5 says, "I feel like every ill-fated movement involves the practice of some form of self-flagellation, typically at the expense of the nuclear family." Yeah, obviously. How do you break down a society when it has intact tribal structures? The Lion King for 2 says, I want a girlfriend not just for sex, I want a friend. No, she doesn't have to be white. I thought you had a girlfriend. I thought you were sending super chats bragging about your white girlfriend, bro. Nito for 1 says, General Chat now keeps the fat kits out. Kano Casino Chat is the best. It's the Lion King for 1 says, you made $200 in Monopoly money. No, it was Filipino pesos. Zine McGee for 2 says, going to be sad not able to heal a stream for a month. By the way, I have something you might like for the Foundation's logo. Can you take a look? Trust it. Yeah, nice try, guy. The Lion King for 1 says, pray eyes, I can eat you like a gazelle. Dude, brown people are so... Bunker Housing for 3 says, maybe your Ukraine pics are in the other castle. No, the other phone. Snito for 1 says, bring back the autistic message for the donations. That was a feature with that Russian site that I haven't added because I'm not really feel inclined to. Apartment Archive for 5 says, yesterday was Thanksgiving, today's the last stream of the year, tomorrow is my birthday. Thanks, Josh, for the triple whammy of blessed days. You're very welcome. I'm glad I have such impeccable timing. Mousecop5 for 5 says, Josh, have you grown long hippie hair while you've been living abroad? No, I have not. I was definitely caveman Max for a while, but I've had it cut. Discovered that Turkish people are good for one thing and one thing only, and that is cutting hair. Hickey Slick for $100 says, Ricada got a shout out on Fish Tank after a bisexual schizo black Coomer set his baby next to a bunch of testosterone injections. $100 is a lot of money. I like money, Joe.
Is sweeping.
Well, there's a needle right there, though. We don't want Nick Ricada situation.
Uncle Alex, I was supposed to clean this whole place. I was going
I know, but Nick Ricada is a good guy, and then his baby tested positive for cocaine because he was just snorting.
I was in the process of cleaning this room up and removing all the negative. What?
Oh, thank you.
Why is he?
Thank you, bro. You're so welcome. Okay. Don't thank me, thank the guy.
Where the fuck is my donut Jew at? What the fuck how does Sam Hyde orchestrate something that I don't have?
Hold on, let me put some lotion on your head. It looks dry.
What are you doing?
I don't know who this guy is or why he's talking about Nick Ricada, so it's kind of lost on me. Thank you very much, though. I'm glad that all the people, the fish tank area of the site, I'm very grateful for. They're very self-managing. Their chats doing good. Their threads bumping. People are respecting the rules and shit. I'm very happy with the fish tank people. Even though I think Sam Hyde and especially Jet Neptune personally fucking hate me, but it is what it is. Thank you. Go-to statement for 5 says, wishing you a happy birthday and a happy holiday. Josh, thanks for all the streams this year and everything you can do for the forums. Stay warm and safe travels. I will. Thank you. I appreciate it. Steendo for 1 says, that pic is from the At Least There's No Fucking Nah videos. And yes, it is. It is actually where I was, where I shouted at the Atlantic Ocean, the N-word. Sneedo for 1 says, I don't know how Euros import and drive American pickups over there. Roads are way smaller than the average road in the States. At least the U.S. has roads that are wide as hell. It's a bit of a meme. There are definitely people who do it, though. They import, like, it's like a luxury thing. They import, like, a giant retarded American truck. It doesn't make sense in Europe. Humble Guardsman for 1 says, please take pictures of you performing the Serbian salute in Serbia. I do not do anything political in a foreign country ever. Mousecop5 for 5 says, Brandon Wu got mogged by real women and is ashamed into deleting the Zeet. Okay, let's see it. I do like some Brandon Wu suffering for old time. Alright then. Good luck 7 for 5 says, I was drifting for a while and now I have a stable home and a bunch of pets and possessions and can't travel now. Take advantage when you can, bro. Yeah, that's true. Like, if you want to buy chickens and shit, how are you going to travel then? Ratlord111 for 2 says, thanks for the travel pics, dude. You're welcome, dude. Brianna Wu says, Brianna Wu for nothing says, I think a lot of women, particularly after childbirth, their sense of being female is biology, and I fully admit that you have those experiences and we don't, but respectfully, I think that because you've never been denied any area of expression, there's a lot a women take for granted. You're not punished every time you act in a way that is feminine. You don't know what it's like to be forced into a lot of toxic male social dynamics that feel terrifying. You don't know what it's like to feel your brain malfunctioning on testosterone. What? Could you theoretically create a world where males could be as feminine as they want? I suppose, but it's a boil the ocean strategy. We don't live in a world, and we never will in my lifetime. I don't think we'll solve the issue because of chemical imbalances in the brain, the source of unhappiness. I hate that fucking. Oh, bro, sadness and happiness is just like it's just like chemicals. You're just like completely helpless to like the chemicals, man. The chemicals make you feel that way, and when the chemicals make you feel that way, there's nothing you can do but take SSRIs, bro. I think many of you really need to know what actual trans women and not these social media stereotypes. For most of my friends, there's no way we can make sense as people except as women. The teeny tiniest bit of empathy might tell you that you have no idea what it's like to be socialized into femininity and that nothing like it, the male fantasy of it, you envy something that doesn't exist and call women ungrateful for not appreciating it more. Hi, Brianna Wu. Oh, God, Megan Murphy. Megan Murphy's yelling, fucked up. Troon. Women are not an internet cult, lowercase. Megan Murphy, the internet is a proper noun. We are not bots. We are not attacking you. We're not doxing you. You're not a victim. We're not spreading lies. We are speaking the truth. Oh, this is like a follow-up post. That's my misogyny right. Our movement hasn't failed. Yours has. You have lost, which is why you are resorting to accusations of extremism and projecting so very literally, and why you can't respond to our responses with intellectual integrity. It's maybe working out for your career. That is, after all, the whole point. But no one respects you, and you will continue to fail to bring people on side to join your cult. People have seen through this charade and are done pretending. Enjoy the attention while it lasts. True. It's true. Brianna Wu deserves it more than anybody. Brianna Wu was so fucking annoying during Gamer. Just so fucking annoying. Brianna Wu was like typified every terrible thing about the left during Gamergate. It was like the most loud. It's so loud, I'm not just to the point where even women like Zoe Quinn were annoyed by Brianna Wu. Mousecop5 for 5 says, what's the first thing you're going to eat when you return to America? Waffle House hash browns. I've decided. Genocider CO for 5 says, good luck on your move back to the US. Thank you. I appreciate it. Ballistic Characteristic for 20 says, safe travels, dude. Thank you. I appreciate it. Doing Your Mom 2988 for 2 says, I'm born and have lived in Dublin all my life, and I will concede it's a bit of a shithole, but it's my shithole. I live in the suburban part, though. I do like the history of the city. I mean, it's a cool place. And as far as the major cities go, it's not that big of a shithole, but you got to get rid of all the fucking Muslims. It's like genuinely sickening when you're on this beautiful road in Dublin looking out at the sea, and there's just like a bunch of like brown hijabi women walking around talking Durka Muhammad Jihad and shit. Just like, what a fucking way. Doing Your Mom 298 for 2 says, I hope you got a proper pint of Guinness as well. I can't pull up my drive, but I did actually. One of the pictures I passed up was Guinness. I did have true honest. It was pretty good. I'm usually a light beer person, but Guinness is good. Especially with lamb. Stephen Rith for 3 says, Bosnia is a Muslim country the same as your mom is a trad Christian. Fun fact, Al-Qaeda failed to make Bosnia a stronghold because these Muslims keep partying, smoking, and drinking alcohol. Do they say that they worship a man who raped a 9-year-old? Yes. 90% of them will admit to you, tell you straight to your fucking face, that they hold up that a man who raped a 9-year-old is the last and most important prophet of their God. They are Muslim, and they disgust me. They were broken by the Ottoman Empire, and to this day, they worship a pedophile as the last prophet of God because they were so completely and totally buck-broken. I don't give a fuck if they drink. I don't give a fuck if they smoke. I don't give a fuck if they have premarital sex. They say to your face that they worship a pedophile, a man who raped a 9-year-old girl. Nothing else matters to me. Crispy Legs for 10 says, Happy Friday, birthday, and Christmas. Thank you, and thank you. I appreciate it. Hemorrhoids for 1 says, you can sign up to this year's Secret Santa here. I did mean to shout this out. If you want to go to this thread, or if you just want to go to the front page of the Kiwi Farms that's featured, it's also in the community happenings thing, but on the forum, there is a Secret Santa. Just as a warning, I don't participate in it because I always fuck it up. So it's just a community organized thing. It's every year. They seem to do a good job of it. So if you're interested in that, it's usually things of no commercial value. So it's just like art and stuff. but that's available to you. Brianna Wu Hyperbimbo for 20 says, update on the schizo black man they are torturing on Fish Tank. At least they are keeping him up to date with the news. Let's see. Stream's going to be most... I feel like a jackass.
You know I've been telling you about Steel Toe Morning Show? The people that watch.
Dude, this guy and this black man are like the meme of the dude and the like the bimbo girl at the baseball game where he's like trying to explain something to her and she looks like she wants to commit suicide. Like this is basically what's that. So Steel Toe Morning Show was like this radio show in Minnesota near where they live.
Swapped? Yes. You know I've been telling you that parable?
Yes, so that they were doing it for the show.
Nick Recato, one of the babies.
Okay, 2 donuts for you. What?
Oh, thank you. One of the
This
babies.
is the same clip. It just started a little bit before. I see. Thank you. Bot or not for 20 says, Merry Christmas, Juris, and happy birthday. I really will miss your streams the next month, but they will be better when you're doing it from the US of A. I hope so. Still intending to use my Starlink, so it's gonna be a bit of a fucking nightmare. I'm gonna have to do something. I'm gonna get that shit fucking figured out for real. Thank you. Judy Tester for 5 says, happy December and good luck with everything. I'm really enjoying the Life is Strange 2 streams. Safe travels to you. Yes, I am streaming again at 6 on Kick only. And then I'm streaming again tomorrow at 6 on Kick only, and I'm going to bust out the last 3 episodes of Life is Strange Double Exposure. And those are my actual last streams. I was hoping to have the streams done before this stream, so this would be the official last one, but shit into one hand and hope into the other and see which one. Didn't really help. Brianna Wu Hyperbimbo for 10 says, one more before you go, and then there's a YouTube link.
If you are done.
Mr. Diamond, do you think Bert has a baldo?
A what?
A baldo.
What does that mean?
So Nick Recato had this saying it was a baldo that he would use.
Oh, it's Alex Stein. Oh, that is that explains it. I feel like he was tasked by Sam Hyde to fill Kurt up with information that he would have no interest in, that has no relevance to anything. And Alex Stein is just like, I'm going to tell him about the baldo.
Wife and April Amolte, where sometimes he had an issue, allegedly, according to April, with getting up. And so sometimes they didn't have Viagra, so it was like an attachment that hooked on your testicles that was like a sex toy. It's called a baldo.
I don't
like
have
a dildo, but for your balls.
I don't have any type of device or...
You never used a baldo?
No, I don't know what the fuck that is. I'm sorry.
And he has an African-American friend.
Oh, dear Lord, what is this?
An African-American friend. That's funny. Lobobo for $50 says, thank you for the service, Josh. You made so many of the long days trucking entertaining. Godspeed and safe travels. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad to help you no matter where in the world you are trucking, keeping the logistics of that country working. Logistics, the most important thing. Fun fact, when the U.S. conquered Germany, and I think I've already told this recently, but whatever. When the U.S. won the war and we had to prop up Germany again as a real country, we let them use Hitler stamps. One of the only things with Hitler on it we didn't completely destroy because we needed stamps that had value and we needed the postal system working pronto. So we said, okay, the Adolf stamps, they can stay because we got to keep that postal service working as quickly as possible. Everything else was destroyed except for getting the mail up. American priority #1 because we knew we learned from the war even that logistics is the most important thing. So I'm saying that truckers are important. Stino, for one, says, hey, Josh Hornberger and the others at the Raw Hornberger voicemail from Tuesday uploaded on the Manny thread. Okay, I can do that. Good luck 7 for 10 says, happy birthday if you're not streaming by then. I will not be. No way, Jose, will that be happening. Thank you. Lion King for 1 says, fake news, she lied. Bunker Housing for 3 says, why not round off with a call-in? Could be fun. Not in the cards. I don't have Discord on. Not a bad idea, though. Maybe we should have done that. Wreckage Brother for $50 says, contributing to the return fund. Also, I think you like War Thunder. I tried it. It was not fun. I was in a crop duster and I got shot down. Like they put you in retard games, and then when you hit the actual human player games, you're just like completely decimated. I'm just like, no, thank you. Thank you, though. Cena for one says, hope you're on a safe track to the U.S. Also, happy Pizza Day and late Thanksgiving. I will. Don't worry about me. I got this handled. Smilgan for one says, here's some funny videos. The dude might be out for liking Lolly, by the way. And then there is the Try Hard community. What? How long are these? I don't know who this is, dude. He just sent me these random videos. He said this guy's a pedophile. Okay, great. Joe Jovi for 5 says, God's speed, saw. Thank you. I will redeem the plane ticket. I will achieve my destiny. I think that's it. I don't want to drag this out. So, I had to pick a song, and after the song, I have a little something planned. So I had to pick a song for this stream. I was thinking maybe I should do something sad like this. Or maybe something a little bit more aggressive like this. Or I eventually decided best $1 ever spent. Bro, you sent me 2 random videos. It's supposed to be $10 for a fucking a video. You just know that. Okay, last one. Don't send any more. Oh my god, don't send any more. Okay, if you want to send $100, you can send more. But besides that, don't send any more. Bunker Housing for 3 says, tell us one thing you'll miss in Serbia except the cheese, the pizza, the cheap cost of living as well. Brandon who Hyperbimbo professors, when we get back to, or now, don't forget to make 2025 predictions. Maybe during your remaining gaming streams. I will try to actually, if I could do a New Year's stream, that would be great because I like to do those. Blind Oracle for $100 says, have a safe and welcoming Christmas. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Okay, so this is the song that I picked. I thought about it. I thought maybe an edgy song, maybe a song like Cheeseburgers Coming Home that I've already played. But then I decided, you know what? Nah, fuck all the edgy, sentimental shit. I know what I'm going to do. I know what I'm going to play. I think that this is it.
Moving to the country, I'm gonna eat a lot of peaches. I'm moving to the country, I'm gonna eat me a lot of peaches. I'm moving to the country, I'm gonna eat a lot of peaches. I'm moving to the country, I'm gonna eat a lot of peaches. Peaches come from a can, they were put there by a man in a factory downtown. And if I had my little way, I'd eat peaches every day. Sun-soaking bulges in the shade. Moving to the country, I'm gonna eat a lot of peaches. Moving to the country, I'm gonna eat a lot of peaches. Moving to the country, gonna eat a lot of peaches. Moving to the country, gonna eat a lot of peaches. I took a little nap with a roots all twist, squished a rotten peach in my fist, and dreamed about you, woman. I poke my finger down inside, make a little room for it to hide. Nature's candy in my hand, or can, or pie. Millions of peaches, peaches for me. Millions of peaches, peaches for free. Millions of peaches, peaches for